German guy to go full racist, why don't you?
It's not a hot button topic or anything.
Oh,
Heiße Martin Kick.
Hey, your chancellor is spearheading everything, Sheep. It kind of makes up for it. It's okay. I think you can infringe on it. All right.
I have many racist. I mean,
I have
most of my friends are.
I have many friends in Hong Kong.
Yeah?
I got
Can't
one.
prove that I don't.
That's right. You can't prove that I don't. You don't know me. All right, kids. Hope you enjoyed your vacation. Welcome back to 13th Age. Dark won't be joining us today. Leon's being held hostage again by Lord Teraptus. Help me. So you'll have to make do without his sorceress powers. Now, in the IM, I warned you all there was combat on the horizon, so I hope you're prepared. Last session, if you'll take a look at the world map, ended on the 27th of Fireseek. You all had left Little Dragon Hall, your minds full of ideas. Well, today's the first of Readying, the official beginning of spring. Traditionally the festival of Saint Bane, a prominent individual within the First Emperor's coterie. Although festivities are at a premium these days, what with the increase in food prices. But before we get into what happens today, we should talk about what happened yesterday. 3 of you used a day of downtime to spend your icon relationship dice. So, why don't you summarize the roleplay, express to all of us what you ended up doing during your downtime?
Well, Dwohurim certainly went to talk to some people. One of them being a logger, or an ex-logger, I suppose, a man who tried to make his way in the forest down there. What's it called? The Wildwood? Yes.
Yes, the wild.
So long ago. Yeah, and he had some trouble with a character named Domino. Dwohurim had heard about this, and he sort of got near him, knowing that this guy had his way out for Domino. Indeed, he did. He would like to take her down, but seeing that Dwohurim seemed to have sort of, already be on the way, and he would really just like for her to suffer. Yeah, he had his people trail her already, and so he told Dwohurim where he thinks she would be, which is in a cave outside of a small fishing village. Yes. And the fact that she's run away from Newport also probably means that it's someone very big and important who was after her. Another thing he learned is that Ajax is coming to town. He has killed his superior and has now assumed his place as the herald, I believe, is one of the heralds of the High Druid, and he's coming to Newport to speak with Lord Teraptus. Well, you can only imagine what kind of things he would want, being a man wishing for war. He also went to an alchemist to identify some vials he got in Hurm's Hall. I mean, they still haven't found out what they are, and indeed an alchemist told him that he would figure it out for him if we helped one of his associates get out of a bit of a prison sentence he had accidentally been put in by signing up for a little bit of Marrowman duty on his behalf. Killing a few ghasts should do. So,
Yes, the alchemist's son was the individual who had put on Marrowman duty.
Something we perhaps should look into as well.
as for Aurelia, she spent most of yesterday investigating, as she would like to call it, in the Harlequin's Flask. However, that really ended up just being a day of mingling and talking and drinking, and perhaps attracting a bit too much attention, as she, despite usually being rather poker face-ish, has taken it to herself to spread her opinions, perhaps slightly too much, in that establishment. However, she did learn quite a few outrageous rumors and gossip, and certainly made the innkeeper quite happy, as she managed to attract quite the crowd just wanting to talk and mingle. In the process, she has learned a list of rumors, most of which are most likely completely far-fetched and the others too vague to really be of any use. If any of the party would later ask her why she was gone so long and why she returned so late and other such things, she would look rather miserable and mumble something about lack of discipline and how she has to punish herself with a week's worth of fish soup.
Right.
A way to incorporate it.
As for Geráck, he met up with a former soldier from Grokan Keep who had recently traveled to Newport. He had been working for Forgeborn as a sort of information gatherer inside the city guard for him. And he was also one of the brothers of one of the guards who guarded him, Ferrell, that is. So they had a little chat, and he sort of figured out that Ferrell meant to leave Newport on a ship called the Coral Gold, and but he never really got there. He doesn't know the name of the captain, but that's something we might that might be easy to find out.
All right. Okay. So, like I said earlier, the first of readying. It's an overcast day, but at least there's no snow. High winds are rushing through the streets of Newport, sending litter and dirt into everyone's faces. As usual, your headquarters is the Arcane College, and you aren't disturbed in the early hours, so you're able to wake up and plan on your own time. The world is your oyster, kids, except for Leon. He's kind of busy, still compensating for that 5. But hey, at least the dev speaker's free.
So, having caught up on everything that we now know and have found out, well, if Death Speaker's free, he should come with us today, I think. That would be great. If he doesn't mind. We also, I assume, would start by trying to speak to Thrall. Durham doesn't really know anything about this sort of necromancy, but presumably it gets harder the longer the person has been dead.
The deaf speaker will slide the mask above his face, hard eyes looking at you. Speaking with the recently departed, even with limited remains, is within my power. I am, after all, the deaf speaker. His lips curl upward. The spell is brief, so we can resolve it now. However, before we do so, some advice. He rubs his neck with a gloved hand. I can only speak with Thurl for a limited time, and as I am sure he disliked you, his spirit will fight me. You must hear his words with suspicion. I cannot guarantee his honesty. We'll have at least one question, limited to what he knew in life, and his answers will be brief, no more than 3 words. I cannot cast this spell on him twice, so make sure you prioritize. He tilts his head. Any questions before we begin?
Well, we should decide what the question should be before we do this.
Yeah. Would it help if we weren't in the room when you do it, so he might not know that you were deeply associated with us?
Part of the spell will be that he will know who it is who summons him back. And I am sure he will be able to make the connection if he was so interested in you.
Well, all things considered, he should at least dislike his killers more than he should dislike us, right?
Well, you guys, maybe. I don't know how much he didn't like me.
Maybe you shouldn't be here.
Tempus will just sit behind the head, I guess.
the speaker will be slightly amused by you. By your antics and sitting behind. By the way, I mean, this wasn't like polished off into a skull. It's been rotting and severed for a few days now. Like, you like reclaimed it before they were gonna like incinerate it. Like using like that Archmage 5 to go, no, wait, please. No, I want it back.
Could we
That
have
must have
the
been the
head?
weirdest expression. Like they're holding the head, probably like at arm's length on a scoop, going, "You want this?
Like,
This? Really?"
And so it's basically that's how like when Aurelia went to like go get it, like, all right, well, I mean, like we're gonna like ask you like do something in the future, just so you know.
If I had a 6, I could have been like, I need that rotten head, no questions.
Yes,
Like, well, all right.
the difference between a 5 and a 6.
So, looking at the ones we have in chat right now, I mean, are they that super important? I don't know, but
Do you know any that should be?
you can
more
only
important?
answer three-word answers. So, asking like, what is your side of the story? That won't really get us very far.
Ha ha
We're gonna have to go
ha.
with directed things here. We kind of have a.
We can ask for names.
I mean, the first two are kind of the same question in a way.
The speaker will also say, your phrases before your questions won't matter. He won't really interpret that. He'll only respond to the question that's given.
But will he then necessarily know if we ask who gave the order, what order we're talking about?
No,
Who
not
gave-
necessarily.
Who gave Domino the
You.
order to kill you?
I guess that could work.
Yeah. He might not know though.
Who do you think gave Domino the order to kill you?
Who was the contact is also very interesting. I guess where is
That's a bit
Silly.
of
Yeah.
That's not gonna.
an optimistic question.
Hey, I mean, if he knows,
Right
he might
over
be like-
there. What?
Be like street name and number. That would be just brilliant.
Or the name of a
We
tavern.
go there and there's
Oh,
just a
yes.
random old dude living there.
You know,
Are you
Let's
Aurelia?
talk
Why
about
yes, I am.
dragon people can turn into to ladies. Why can't they turn into old men?
It should
We don't know that this necessarily is a. It could be an old man.
Hey, there's an old man sitting in the winch and chain. That's Exilia.
Ah, damn it! He's been there all along.
He has been. All along.
What a has-been.
Like I noted in the description of the token, the most dangerous of foes.
It's all a ruse.
Just killed him.
It wasn't a
Instantly.
ruse, it was point blank the most dangerous of foes.
Hiding in plain sight. God damn it!
He doesn't have that talent, damn it.
I'd say it's like that guy.
Yes.
Hiding in plain sight.
He's just hiding in the
God.
background.
Just standing there.
Yeah, we attacked
suave.
that guy in
And
the
that's when
picture.
you notice that guy has actually been like around every time you've had a conversation on the streets of Newport. Like,
God.
motherfucker.
Ugh.
And he's hiding right next to the crying Luigi sign.
I'm never gonna be able to unsee that. I'm gonna have to change his entire fucking run. Hold on.
Like
I'll fix this.
everything's ruined. Nice sign, bro.
That's the best way to hide. Just remove the stuff you're next to.
Yes.
Great.
Damn it. Still gonna think of Luigi every time we see that.
Yeah, it only like attracts more attention.
Oh Jesus. Well, should we try to be serious?
We should, shouldn't we?
So let's summon him then. I mean, I don't immediately have any other questions, and delaying any
should-
further
we should
will
still-
only get us a little further. So.
We should still decide on what actual question to ask.
Like, what will be your opening question?
I would say, who was your connection in the Black Fang, or who wanted you dead?
I like the connection to Black Fang
Sure, let's go with that.
most, because that, even if he answers I didn't have one, that implies a lot of things already. He might just lie, but then again, we can do nothing against him lying.
Alright. You sit around the mahogany table, dim light streaming through the thick windows. The desk speaker, mask back on his face, dramatically lifts the severed, rotting head of Thurl Dural into the air and begins incanting. Within a few seconds, a low hiss echoes through the room. Speak, necromancer. The desk speaker looks towards you in preparation for your first question, phrased exactly how you want it asked. Do I have an exact phrase?
I'll be with stack with the contact one, yes. So I guess, do you guys have anything opposed to the one that was written?
Nope.
Maybe within
Go for
the
it.
Black Fang, but yeah. No, not really.
I don't think he's
Well,
going to
sure.
care for grammar.
Was your contact with the Black Fang?
Who was your contact with the Black Fang? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Seeing as how you're the one who said that, Manaki, why don't you go ahead and roll me secret a 1d20? This is to determine.
Brilliant.
This is to determine whether Thurl Dural here is going to be truthful or honest, as per the spell. Truthful or honest? Really? That was redundant. Let's try that again. Okay.
I like those choices, Gryph.
Those were
Don't take
pretty
those.
good choices. A low hiss will say, as the desk speaker will look at the severed head and say, "Who was your contact within the Black Fang?" Manel Drin. And now, one of you can make this roll openly for me. A 1d20 plus 12. This is using the desk speaker stats. This is to determine whether you get another question.
Okay,
Let's
who
see,
has the
I'll do
best
it.
luck? Okay.
I'll do it. Oh god.
That is just enough to succeed to get a second question.
Oh, well, that's good.
The starting DC is 15. And
Alright.
it is charisma based because, as it turns out, the Spirit of Thurl Dural does not like you. Alright, the speaker nods, and since the spirit is still hanging around, he looks at you and says, "What is your second question?"
Should we ask who gave the order to kill him?
I think that's a good one.
All right, but
Or-
more like who do you think
Who wanted
gave
you
the
dead
order
might
for
be-
Domino to kill you?
Yeah.
So
It
let's
might
see
be
here.
the same person, but
Who gave the order for Domino to kill you?
or who hired Domino to kill you? Maybe.
Too late.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like, so like a group.
If you would rather have that one, go with that one.
I don't know.
Same
I
to
don't know
me.
which one is best. It's just the same.
The
let's go
meaning
with-
should be the same, right?
Yeah.
The desk speaker will warn, like, the spirit will determine based on the query, but considering how he isn't exactly that cooperative, he might just get out of this obligation to the spell by giving it on face value. The best questions are the most direct.
So what? So the Death Speaker doesn't think this is a good question.
The desk speaker is merely warning that if you say, like, "Who do you think, like, gave the order?" like, that just be...
Santa Claus.
Yeah. You know,
So we say who ordered Domino to kill you?
and he'll also warn that, you know, the knowledge of the spirit is limited to what he knew in life. So if Thurl Dural doesn't know like who would have ordered him dead, then
How did you communicate with your contact?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That would then be answered by location or. Oh, yeah, sure. Go for it.
It might just be an answer that we met.
so, how did you communicate with your contact? Face
In the
to
Black Fang. Yeah.
No, face to face.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me another d20 plus 12.
Someone else do it.
Okay, I'll do it. I'm always.
Okay.
Oh, we want to do it?
No, you do it.
Okay.
It doesn't
I'm
matter.
always great at rolling crappy, so. I better do it now.
The DC is
Oh,
20,
well, that's
and
pretty good.
that will succeed. That nets you a third question. But the speaker looks back at the group.
Alright.
All right.
Where did you meet with your contact?
Yeah.
Where and when? Although that might be too much for 3 words.
No, it's in his shop most likely.
Might be.
Most likely.
You might want to
Yeah,
know.
and they're not
Like
gonna meet.
he clearly had a name for someone who was his contact with the Black Fang. Maybe he knows something more about. He seems like a man who likes to know. Like
Maybe
like
where
if he
can we
operates with
find
someone, he'll
Malrubin?
fucking check him out, right?
Where
You'd
can we
ask him
find
where we could find the
Malrubin?
contact?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Ask then.
Where can we find Malrubin?
Where can we find Manel Drin? Try Arnaud's parlor. Go ahead and someone make a d20 plus 12 roll.
Alright.
DC is 25.
Plus 12. Yeah.
D20 plus 12. That is a success. You managed to earn yourselves a fourth question.
Damn.
What was the name of the place where they met?
It's
I
that
didn't-
half elf.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
no.
High elf, for the love of God! He's a high elf!
That's what he says, but
To me, he will always be an elf poser.
That is what God says, goddamn!
He's probably just human, really.
He actually took the elf poser fucking
Yeah.
negative quality.
So everything seems to lead to that guy.
Yeah. So do we have another good question we could ask him?
I don't know which
Where's the
bard was
ledger?
this? What?
Where's the ledger?
well, we have the letters.
No, we're missing one.
You're missing the latest one for the month that just passed, Fireseek.
Oh, good point.
Ooh.
I mean, he might know. He might have hid it somewhere.
Probably knows.
I mean,
Ask
I
it.
guess I think more that it has been stolen, but he might know. So
Ask it
might be
then.
worth trying. Yeah, okay. Where is the last ledger from your shop?
Where is the last ledger from your shop? Don't know.
Damn it.
D20 plus 12 roll. DC is 30.
Riff.
If
Okay.
All you need to do is roll an 18.
Rolls, you know.
Right, 1d20 plus 12.
That is
Okay.
a failure. You do not get a fifth question. Thurl Dural, who had been very cooperative thanks to the deaf speaker's incredible charisma, finally dissipates. The spell ends.
Alright.
Let's get rid of this head.
The deaf speaker puts down a severed head and says, "Well, that was actually better than what I thought would happen."
Gave us a lot of useful information for sure.
Imagine what we could do with someone who actually liked us. Although I suppose we wouldn't want to see them dead.
No.
The deaf speaker nods and says, "Well, not enough time has passed if you really wanted to ask Fargus some questions."
Nah.
yes, I would like to get to know him better.
What were you like? Digging his
We're
head up.
friends.
Geráck asks all the questions.
Best druid
I guess
ever.
Andrew's like, is this necromancy?
Oh, yeah, right. Well,
Immediately turns to a hostile spirit.
What
Kill
is
me
the,
now.
What is the afterworld like?
Man,
so
are you
cold.
sure you want to know the answer to that question, though? What if he's like, it's terrible, like it's the worst?
It's
You know, that
the
would suck.
worst.
Keep me summoned, please.
Don't send me back.
Bring me back.
Oh, damn it, that would be horrible.
Sacrifice the new guy. What?
That's 4 words. Guys, 3-word phrases. Come on. You're gonna make the joke. You gotta commit to that.
Sacrifice new guy.
Sacrifice the paladin.
Yeah. Blood orgy needed.
Man, you know what he would like if you ask that sort of thing about people, though? It would just be like some cryptic bullshit you couldn't use to anything. Like, you know, always when you try to contact people on an old radio in a game or something, they're all like, please, for all you must not. You know, like, God damn it.
It could be the other way round, right? It could be the evil demon is so and so. It's like, oh, right, good to know.
Get rid of all the crappy pleasantries and whatnot. Regardless, that actually narrows a bit of another name that we should look out for that guy's parlor with.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And
Do we
now
want to? What do we want? Where do we want to go now?
I mean, we need to find out when Ajax gets here.
Yes, that's definitely the priority.
Big.
How does
He's here in an hour, but
how does Jack feel about the high druid?
I don't have an opinion.
Oh, okay. I guess that works. Although, how could you not? Looks at him weirdly.
At least I don't think I do. No, I don't.
Strange dwarf. Well, I think, you know, if Dwohurim sort of went to, I mean, now Teraptors might have had time enough to send Leon to do whatever he needs to do. And bossing people around always seems to get him in a good mood. So maybe Dwohurim could go ruin it by talking to him about Ajax now.
You will actually be stopped by Lord Teraptus' like apprentice/secretary in like the room before Lord Teraptus' office. The gentleman will look at you apologetically and say, "I'm sorry, Dwohurim, but Lord Teraptus is indisposed right now.
How so?
He is currently speaking with the personal emissary of the High Druid."
No. No, he would have asked me to be there, don't you think?
The secretary gives you a befuddled look.
Do you know who this emissary is?
She sort of like shrugs like, A Max, A Black, some stupid druid name.
Are they speaking in there and right in this room?
The secretary nods and says, "Yeah, some spell was put on it, so none of the words come out."
I see. Do you know for how long this person is going to be occupying Ultraptus?
Until they're done.
Expect it to be days, or where does this person stay, this herald?
The secretary shrugs. He just arrived early this morning.
Durham is frowning pretty hard.
I mean, I can send a message. Oh, that reminds me. Yes, and he actually the secretary begins to rifle through his papers on his smaller and not as cluttered desk. Something did arrive, and Lord Teraptus said to pass it on to me in the thoughts that you might end up seeing it, and to give it to you. A missive from, it seems, the government of Newport. Something about a favor being owed, and they're looking to capitalize on that. And the secretary will mage hand gently over a small scroll to Dwohurim.
Oh, I'll take a look at it.
Basically, by the command of Arthur Tristan, with the official Imperial Governor's seal of Newport, the government of Newport would like your group to venture to the small fishing village of Kilwell and personally escort back its mayor, Godfrey, an individual of that name, for he is wanted for his opinions on the possible encroachment of the island of Creel getting closer to Newport. And as Kilwell pretty much has the best position near Newport to see the island of Creel, like you can see it from the coastline, the mayor is wanted here in Newport. So your group is...
He's in grave danger from, like... Is this something we need to take care of? Like,
the letter wants you guys to deliver him to Newport.
Seems like they just want me out of the way then. Oh.
Do we need to do it right now?
And it is a direct consequence of the 5 being expended to get the head back, since you guys misplaced it the first time, last session.
I mean, it's very convenient that that's the same fishing village where Domino's hiding out. So, you know.
Oh.
Well, we'll get to it at some point, probably.
Yes, so the official request from the authority in Newport is for your group, named Aurelia specifically, Aurelia and her group, to venture to Kilwell and escort the mayor of Kilwell, Godfrey, back to Newport for questioning. And that whole thing about preserving the head, all water under the bridge.
All right, then. Well, he will start by going back to his companions, being a little bit pale, and say that Ajax is in there right now.
Oh.
Is
Early in the-
Ajax truly that important?
Just, well, imagine if someone from the Black Fang was elected the utmost authority on the work of the priestess.
That might not be as far-fetched as you're trying to make it out to be.